G'day guys, Seeney here, and welcome to another episode on the Australian Wealth channel. And look, we can't go another day without talking about this tattooed chef situation. So please make sure you like and subscribe, really helps get these videos out to more people. So unless you've been living under a rock and you haven't been watching this channel, you'd see that Tattooed Chef has absolutely gone bonkers. You know, it's absolutely crazy. So I just wanted to talk about some of the reasons behind this and some of the things that we're actually seeing, which could mean that it could possibly go up even more. Now, of course, we don't know. So I'm not giving you guys financial advice. Make your own decisions when you're investing. But basically, this stock price of Tattooed Chef is up 50% in just a couple of weeks from the lows when we were down around $16 a share. And if we look at it now, at the time of filming this, the share price is around $24. You know, it seems every single day it's just going up another dollar amount. But there's some really interesting data that I've actually uncovered that some people have sent through, which highlights a little bit more of what's going on. And it leads me to believe that this could only just be the beginning. So at this point, my position in Tattooed Chef has grown very significantly. I was buying very, very heavy. I was like Jerome Powell, printing money. I was pushing all that cash into Tattooed Chef stock as it was dropping down $16 a share. So I added to an already large position. So my position in Tattooed Chef is now worth over $100,000. It's a six-figure position. After today, it's just gotten into $104,000. So I'm up about $24,000 on that position, which is about 30% of what I put in. So branded revenue in the most recent earnings was up 62%, which is fantastic, which is what we want to see. It's growing massively. And to me, it doesn't make sense why people are shorting this stock. I mean, I'm sure they have their reasons, but if we have a look at the data, there's actually a lot of people that are actually shorting Tattooed Chef. And you know what? It's that high that they might get stuck. So we saw pretty recently there was a situation with GameStop where 100% of the actionable float was actually shorted. So there are actually more shares being shorted than were actually available, which is just crazy. And what we saw with GameStop is the stock price just went up over 1,000% because the shorts were getting squeezed out of their positions. And with Tattooed Chef, it's not as extreme as that, but there is still a very high short percentage, which I wanted to take a look at. Even with this very recent run up, it's still quite high. So if we look at the data based on Ortex, which is where I've got this chart from, we're seeing short interest on this stock of about 35% of the total float. Now, that doesn't sound heaps high, like it's reasonably high, but the other thing is that it's about 60% of the actionable float. So 60% of the shares that are actually out there that are being traded are sold short, which is incredibly high. And what this means is that the short sellers might get stuck. There's not that many shares for a short seller to buy back. That means that the buyers, if they don't want to sell their shares at these prices, you know, they basically have reign of what it's going to be. You know, all the buyers might say, well, look, we want to sell these shares at over $40. We want to sell these shares at over $100. That's when you can buy back my shares. Because with short selling, your losses are unlimited. You know, when you buy into a stock, if it goes to zero, then, you know, you obviously lose all your money. But the thing is, if a stock doubles, you know, a short seller is going to lose all their money, but it can keep going. And that is the thing that makes short selling so dangerous. And with a short float this high, the buyers, they might decide that 24, 25 is not the right price. And they'll continue to hold on to those shares. And eventually those shorts, they have to cover. The cost to borrow on this stock is absolutely huge. You know, it's 200, 300% cost to borrow from what I've seen on some due diligence. And the thing is, Wallstreet Bets is finally aware of this stock. You know, there's so many extra posts that are going up on that website. And it's not just retail traders now that see all of this on Wallstreet Bets. A lot of hedge funds have started going onto Wallstreet Bets to look at ideas. And the great thing about that is that it means money.
What I call them? Fun coupons. See that? A fun coupon.
So retail traders can definitely move some stocks, as we've saw, but when the institutions come in and try and pick up on that trade as well, then that makes for some real movement. So there's a serious chance that this could continue, and a lot of people that are short this stock are going to get really squeezed out, and it's going to be so bad for them. So I actually wanted to hold this company as a long-term investment. You know, my thesis for that is still intact. If I see a stock price just go up like 20%, 30%, it's not really going to change my thesis at all. I'm expecting this over time to go to $100 a share, just based on the fundamentals. But, you know, we might see a squeeze and it might get there a lot faster. Who knows? It might squeeze to 40, might squeeze to 50, it might not squeeze at all. You know, it all kind of just depends on who's buying and selling. And if people that have bought decide to sell out of their positions, then there's going to be less chance of a short squeeze. So it really does depend on whether the buyers decide to start selling. Are we going to see some paper hands in Tattooed Chef? I sure as hell hope not. I don't want to see any paper hands. Now, I'm holding this one for the long term, so unless the stock goes up to like, you know, $100 a share, there's very little chance that I'm going to be selling my shares. And I think a lot of people that are invested in this stock are very much the same. You know, they're kind of holding this one for the long term. So it just depends. You know, we just don't know, but the short float is so high on this stock. And that means that there is the potential that these people are shorting are going to get stuck. It really is that simple because, you know, there is a limited amount of time. You know, eventually you have to cover those shares. So that's that. Something else that I wanted to note is that the short interest actually even changed today. Based on the data that we've seen, the short interest actually went up 3.3%. on a day where we saw Tattooed Chef go up about 7%. So the short interest has actually climbed again. So I don't know what people think's going on, but I expect a lot of volatility. I'd be really keen to hear what you guys think about this particular stock. Is it going to squeeze? Is it not? Do you own Tattooed Chef shares? I own Tattooed Chef shares. Obviously, I want to know how much you guys have in this stock because I'm watching this one really keenly to see what ends up happening. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. It really helps to get these videos out to more people. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you later.